Thank you very much, Chairperson of the NCOP. We want to make it very clear that we should not be confused with a generation of cowards who can be bullied by imperial forces and power-hungry individuals intoxicated by the wealth of apartheid. The United States of America has bullied nations before and imposed senseless and arbitrary sanctions and threatened wars. But we are a different generation. We are a generation of economic freedom fighters and will not be bullied, Mr. President. We agree with you, President, that we should not be bullied. We stand on the shoulders of the giants who confronted the establishment with their very lives, and we are willing to follow in their footsteps. We are not cowards, and they must not try us. Chair, President Cyril Ramaphosa stood before a joint sitting of the National Assembly and the National Council of Provinces on Thursday last week, addressing South Africans and the world to deliver his 8th State of the Nation address. Yet he spoke as if it were his first ever SONA. There was no sense of accountability, no meaningful reporting, and no acknowledgement of the economic crisis facing our people. The President did not tell us what happened to the National Development Plan. He did not say whether it is still the guiding policy of South Africa, nor did he acknowledge that the country has been governed without any clear, practical, and guiding policy. Today, we have the medium-term development plan, but its direction and impact remain unclear, just another failed NDP. In reality, the neoliberal right-wing coalition has no credible economic plan. There is no clear strategy to create jobs while more than 12 million people remain unemployed. The economy is stagnant, and these are undeniable facts. We are facing a crisis as a nation. The crisis of high food prices, the crisis of unaffordable transport costs, the crisis of soaring petrol prices, the crisis of gender-based violence and femicide, and the collapse of the National Gender-Based Violence Command Center without an explanation. The crisis of water shortage in Mzinyati, Skukuni, and many other parts of Gauteng, it's a serious crisis. The crisis of inadequate housing in Alexander, Umlazi, and Khayelitsha. The crisis of collapsed municipalities that lack the capacity to deliver basic services. These are the crises the President inherited when he was elected President of the Republic of South Africa on 15 February 2018. In 2018, you said you will focus on rebuilding, yet things only got worse for our people. In 2019, you said to Mamina, the nation sent you, but to this day, we don't know what you went and did after you were too much. It was in 2019 when you stood before South Africa after asking us to send you, and you promised the nation speed trains and a smart city. You asked us to imagine a country where bullet trains pass through Johannesburg as they travel from here to Musina, and they stop in Buffalo City on their way from eThekwini back here in Cape Town. You said to us, the time has arrived to build a new smart city founded on the technologies of the fourth industrial revolution. We sent you to fulfill these dreams of yours, and 6 years later, you have not returned with a speed train or a smart city, and your term of office is slowly nearing an end. You said 2020 will be the year of tackling state capture and ensuring accountability, yet not a single person has been arrested despite the 1 billion spent on the Zondo Commission report. In 2021, you declared it the year of recovery, yet South Africa's economy deteriorated further, with economic growth falling below 1%, except for the brief rebound following the reopening of the COVID-19, which collapsed almost immediately. In 2022, You claimed you will address governance failures, yet corruption became one of the biggest issues under your leadership. And that corruption has found its way now into the judiciary. We never had crisis of corruption in the judiciary. It only started with you when you sealed the CR17 documents in court. We listened to you in 2023 when you called on the nation to work together, yet it was your own political party, the Former Liberation Movement, that continued to deploy incompetent comrades to municipalities, boards of state-owned enterprises, provincial departments, and national government. And when you tried to tell us the story of Tintswalo in 2024, we told you right there and then that you were talking about a Tintswalo who does not exist. The real Tintswalo was born in a shack, raped at the age of 6, dropped out of school before reaching grade 7, and was murdered while looking for a job. That's the Tintswalo we know. And now, this year, you tell us that you will not be bullied. We agree with you that we must not be bullied, but you fail to tell us what you are going to do about it. It is not enough to simply say you will not be bullied. You must tell us what action you will take. When you respond on Thursday, we expect you to provide real, detailed response to Donald Trump. But we know that the 940 billion infrastructure plan is yet another empty promise. We know that 375 billion allocated to SOEs, which still do not have a clear reindustrialization strategy, is a waste of money. We know that the corporate approach and strategy for Transnet, the unbundling of ESCOM, and the so-called modernization of ports and airports are all just privatization in disguise. President, we know that blended finance will become another looting scheme when students here at CPUT are sleeping outside at this very moment due to lack of housing. But as economic freedom fighters, we have adopted a theme of the year of picket lines. We are going back to the streets, we are reclaiming our identity, and we want to reunite with our people. We'll go to the streets to demand water for our people, to demand the speedy allocation of housing, to demand the eradication of pit toilets, and to fight for service delivery. We are taking our picket lines to the National Treasury and the Reserve Bank to demand nationalization and the transformation of the economy. We will picket outside correctional facilities to demand an end to overcrowding and syndicates within prison that control crime in the outside world. And we will demand the expulsion of private companies such as G4S, which has links to Israel and runs a prison in Mangaung. We continue to stand with the people of Palestine who remain under siege. We agree as the National Assembly that the Israeli embassy must be closed, yet their flag continues to fly in our country, while Palestinians are threatened with mass deportation to foreign lands. We support the government's case in the International Court of Justice, and we must remain resolute in the face of sanctions and sponsored attacks. And importantly, we must oppose the colonization of Gaza by the USA. Justice and freedom for Palestine. One day, the people of Palestine will know the true meaning of freedom. Mr. President, we are not being attacked by Trump administration because you did anything wrong. They are attacking us because of our stand on Israel. They are attacking us because of the action the government has taken to ICJ. And we are saying to you, do not be misled by people who are saying you are under siege because of expropriation, which is meaningless act. That act does not say anything, and they all understand that language. They are using it to fight our case against Israel. And when you say they cannot bully us, you must start by removing the Israeli embassy to show them that we will not be bullied. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honourable Member. Order.